Robbie Rabbit and the Christmas Gift, written by Katie Budge, illustrated by Nina Berger. Robbie Rabbit and the Christmas Gift. For Phoebe, my darling daughter, and for my sweet sons Logan and Lewis and Margot, my loving husband. Robbie Roggle was the eldest of all the Roggle rabbits. He was all grown up and had moved into his very own burrow. It was cozy and warm, and it was safely hidden under the big oak tree right on the edge of the forest. On the other side of the forest lived his mom, dad, and all of his brothers and sisters. The burrow was getting a bit crowded with Robbie there too. So, on the first day of spring, he decided to move out. It was now winter, and it was very cold. Little white snowflakes flittered around the forest, and all the trees were bare. "Christmas Day tomorrow," Robbie cheered. "I can't wait to surprise them all." Robbie was going to visit his family on Christmas Day, but he decided to keep it a secret. As he carefully placed the sparkling star at the very top of his tree, he suddenly remembered something important. Something very, very important. "Oh no!" he gasped. "I didn't get any presents. How could I have forgotten the presents?" As quick as a flash, he raced to his door, threw on his coat, and shot out into the freezing air. The snow began to fall quicker and heavier, and an icy wind blew. "Quickly, quickly!" he panted as he hopped to Mrs. Badger's Bits and Bob's shop. Mrs. Badger's shop had everything. Anything and everything. Robbie was sure to find something perfect in there. The bell above the door chimed as Robbie burst through it. He fought for a moment with the wind trying to close it behind him. "Morning, Mrs. Badger. I need presents. Lots and lots of presents." Robbie's eyes darted around the shop, trying to spot something. "Oh, my dear Robbie, all the Christmas presents have been sold. I've been so busy all week with animals coming in and out. I've got nothing left," explained Mrs. Badger. And she was right. The shelves were bare. The boxes, the bags, the tins were empty, including the biscuit tin. "Oh, we may have something out in the back," squeaked Mabel Mouse. Mabel scurried off to the back of the shop and searched through some boxes. At last she came across a box sat up on the highest shelf. "Here we are," she said eventually. In her tiny hands, she carried a box full of brightly colored Christmas baubles. "Maybe you could write all the names of your brothers and sisters on these. Then they could hang them up on the Christmas tree. Each little rabbit would have their own special Christmas bauble." Mabel smiled, proud of her idea. Robbie counted them. "There's not enough. I've got 16 sisters and 9 brothers, and I need something for Mom and Dad too." Robbie was so disappointed Mrs. Badger didn't have anything that he could take as a gift. Robbie left the shop and hopped along the forest trying to think of something else. "Hey, Robbie!" called a familiar voice. It was his good friend Sydney Squirrel, who was hanging upside down from a tree. "Hello, Sydney," muttered Robbie. "Could you help me? I need to find presents for my family for Christmas." Sydney scratched her head as she thought. "Oh, I know! I've got lots of things in my burrow. Quickly, follow me." Both Robbie and Sydney trudged through the carpet of snow. It took a while to find Sydney's burrow. it was almost completely buried. "Ta-da!" Sydney announced as they entered her burrow. Robbie gasped. The burrow was full to the top with acorns. "Wow," said Robbie. "That's a lot of acorns." "Sure is. I've been collecting them since autumn. But I probably have more than I need now, so you can take some. There should be enough for all your family," Sydney said. "But my family doesn't eat acorns," Robbie replied. "Oh." Sydney didn't have any other ideas. "Acorns are all I've got." Robbie kept searching through the forest. But it was getting dark, and he was getting tired. He slowly made his way home, his droopy ears covered with snow. "Oh dear," he worried. "What will I do?" Robbie snuggled down into his bed and soon fell asleep. The next morning was Christmas morning. Robbie could hear lots of noises outside his burrow, excited giggles and cheerful chats. There were so many animals, and they were all playing in the snow and singing Christmas songs. Sydney had made herself a toboggan with some of her spare acorns. Everyone looked so jolly and happy. Robbie couldn't wait to see his family. As he left his burrow to join his friends, he suddenly remembered he still didn't have any presents. Robbie didn't feel very excited anymore. He didn't want to play with his friends anymore either. Robbie walked slowly as he could to his family's burrow. He could see smoke rising from the wooden chimney. His mom would be making carrot soup. Mom made the best carrot soup, especially on Christmas. Robbie slowly opened the door, and his brothers and sisters bounded over to him and knocked him right off his feet. They crowded around him, tickling his face with their whiskers. "Hello, everyone," he giggled. "Merry Christmas!" "Merry Christmas, Robbie!" They all cheered. "Come in, come in!" They helped Robbie back onto his feet and pulled him inside. "Is that you, Robbie?" asked Mom as she came out of the kitchen. "What a wonderful surprise! We thought you'd be spending Christmas in your burrow." She gave Robbie a big kiss and cuddle. "Quick, everyone, let's sit down and have our carrot soup." Dad put his paw around Robbie and led him to the table. Mom came around and gave everyone a lovely warm bowl of carrot soup. "After we've had our soup, we'll give out some presents," Dad smiled. "Robbie, you can open yours too," said one of his sisters. Robbie looked over at the Christmas tree that had all the presents gathered underneath. Suddenly, Robbie felt very sad again. He began to cry. "Oh, Robbie," Mom panicked. "Whatever is the matter?" "I'm so sorry. I couldn't find any presents. I completely forgot and left it too late. I'm so sorry." He sniffled, wiping away his tears. Mom and Dad stood up and rushed to give Robbie a great big cuddle. "You silly bunny," said Mom. "Having you home with us for Christmas is the best Christmas present. The only present we need." She smiled. "Yeah, we love Robbie," cheered the brothers and sisters. Robbie smiled. "Are you sure?" he asked. Dad ruffled his ears. "Sometimes the best gifts don't cost anything, and they don't come wrapped up in paper and tied with a bow. Sometimes it's just about being together, making special memories, and spending time with the ones you love the most. That's the best gift of all. So thank you, Robbie. You brought us just what we wanted." Robbie's ears perked up, and a smile spread across his rosy cheeks. Everyone sat back down to eat the rest of their delicious soup. leaving enough room for their carrot cake pudding, of course. Then they spent the rest of the day doing exactly what Dad had said, making special memories and enjoying every minute together. What a perfect Christmas! The end. Thank you so much for joining us for another Sleepy Time story. Today we read Robbie Rabbit and the Christmas Gift, written by Katie Budge and illustrated by Nina Berger. If you like this story, please like and subscribe. You can pick up a copy to share with your family if you follow the link in the description below. Until next time, Merry Christmas and sweet dreams.